Ladies and gentlemen, more bosses want their employees to return back to the office. And it's a struggle because many employees are saying, we don't want to come back to the office. There are many people that believe they work way more efficiently at home, and they don't want to spend the money with the high gas prices commuting back and forth and also running the risk of getting sick. So, remote work, some people like it. I guess it's not for everybody, but a lot of people that I have spoken to say they definitely like it. I have part of some audio from NPR that I want you to listen to. Extension. So, crisis averted for now. Of course, working from home isn't possible in many jobs, but in companies where it is, the return to office has become a point of tension between workers and their bosses. Last month, Apple pushed back a plan to bring employees back 3 days a week after workers called it inefficient, inflexible, and a waste of time. Stop treating us like school kids who need to be told when to be where and what homework to do, they wrote. Meanwhile, other companies have started to rethink what is the office for anyway. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nawid. In Arlington, Virginia, it's onboarding day at Eagle Hill Consulting. A handful of new employees are in getting IT training. And the marketing team has just had a photo shoot, so a few of them are in too. So did you hire a local photographer or was it a Chicago photographer? Jason Carrier, a consultant who's been coming in about once a week, says it's more people in the office than he's seen in a long time. This is actually quite packed. There's probably about 20 people or so here today. 20 people at a company that has 200 some employees. Now, Eagle Hill has always embraced flexible work. Employees were never required to work from the office full time, but most did anyway. Could I have worked from home 4 days a week before the pandemic? I think I easily could have. It just wasn't the environment. People liked being in the office together. It's mostly 20 and 30 somethings here. They like the energy, the happy hours at the end of the day. Now, happy hours have returned, and there are also virtual bingo nights, thanks in part to Carrier, who leads the workplace fun team. But the idea of working from the office all day, every day? Probably very close to a deal breaker at this point. Chief Marketing Officer Susan Nealon says she wants to see people in the office, but only when it makes sense. I view the office changing, so it'll be less about the individual work getting done and more about the group work getting done. Meaning you can do your individual work in the quiet of your home and show up for the team meetings as needed. And even on those days, you won't go to the office 9 to 5, you might go to the office 11 to 1. An idea that would have been unthinkable just a couple years ago. But here, it's already a reality, and it's proved to be a selling point for newer hires. Farah John Williams in HR and Alessandra Gonzalez in marketing say they wouldn't have it any other way. It's hard to even fathom going into the office 100%. I don't think I could do it ever again. I completely agree. I would much rather have the flexibility than have to be a little tied down, you know. No chance of them leaving for jobs with Elon Musk anytime soon. Andrea Hsu, NPR News. All right. So there are a lot of people that are okay with it. And now that people have gotten used to working from home since 2020 up until now, the thought of returning back to work is very unappealing. So there are companies, and Google was one of those companies that pretty much threatened their employees of job loss if they did not come back to work, or their pay would be cut and they would not be making as much money. Elon Musk recently demands his people return back to work. He's saying, working remotely, that's over with now. Everybody got to return back to the office. And there's a lot of people that deeply resent being told what to do like that, and feel, that the entire climate out here and inflation and, um, and the cost of gas, they don't want to do that commute. It is just much more cost effective if they stay home and just do their job from there. So, y'all tell me what you think. I think, being that we have gone through, the pandemic and all, that really was the biggest game changer out here. And I don't think people feel any different when it comes down to being in the office. I've spoken to some of my family members and they're more comfortable being at home. I have not spoken to one within my own family that feels they should be back in the office. You know, they just feel free. They feel like if they need to get things done, they can get those things done and still get their job done that they're being paid to do. So I don't know. I'm not really out there anymore, but some of you are. Please tell me what you think. Have you been told personally that you need to return back to the office? And how do you feel about that? Let me know in the comment section. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.